recording. Doot. Okay, so we've been warming up. For those of you pulling this up on YouTube, you're going to really understand how the 90-degree hip hinge, or as you're lifting your knee, is going to impact your ability to move around, okay? So we're just finishing a flossing. So what is that? You could walk around, but when you swing your arms, so in a recap, you drop your shoulders, you pull your tummy tight, you walk heel toe, okay? This simple arm swing, simple hip swing that you have to do in order to walk does the same type of a thing as flossing your teeth. It helps to remove debris. It helps to warm up. It helps to get all of your synovial fluid in your joints going. It is so valuable. So we just did that. Then we grabbed our band. We stepped to the side and we tapped. And as you did that, you pull back, not hard, just pull back. And you wrap your elbow behind your back, okay? As you shift, tap, step, shift, tap, step, shift. Shepherd's looking at me through the window. Just like this. And so I can tell you with a shoulder issue that I deal with, you must keep your shoulders down, your chin tucked. This is a very simple move, but honestly, this is a move that doesn't, I mean, kids, they don't come by this one naturally. It's a shifting. See, that shifting of weight, transferring weight, that has to be kind of trained a bit, okay? But this is a very valuable component of a warm-up, and we are just finishing that, okay? So I have my chair in place, I have my heavy weight, like a bag, or it could be just your heaviest weight of your, there's the train. It's over the other holler, but you can still hear it. Anyway, okay, take a big deep breath. We have our chair in place. So here's the deal. This is coming right off of and pushing us into the next segment of our class today. I still got my band. I'm going to hold it right here. I'm going to do that all-important shifting that I just completed in the warm-up. And so if you didn't get the shifting going on, and as you're shifting, you're tightening in. Now, when you come to put your foot on a chair, let me give you a caution, okay? There's people coming on with all kinds of joint issues, all kinds of back issues, all kinds of balance issues. If you know that you struggle with your balance right now, be safe. Do this activity that I'm going to do now. You think it's simple, it's not. Be very safe with it. How do you be safe? You get a pole, okay? You can shift from one hand to the other, or you can keep it just in one hand. Or you're doing this with your hand on a wall or on a counter, something that won't move, okay? So what I want to show you right now is when you shift, in order to bring this leg up, if you're coming up into a normal kitchen chair, if you put your finger right here at the hip hinge, you're going to feel a 90-degree bend, okay? There's huge studies on this move, that if somebody can do this successfully, independently, and that's why I'm saying maybe you do it with no hands later. If you need something to balance with, use it. Because what I see people do, and I'll face you this way, is people will start into this activity, they think it's real simple, and they'll do it quick. Shift, slow down, tighten your tummy in, use another point of balance, bring that leg up, and then come down, okay? This point right here will save a lot of falls, okay? A lot of, I'm out of balance, because you know what you do? You try to sneak your foot onto the chair like this, and then you catch it somehow, or in the process of getting it off, you try to drag it. You get stuck, and then you lose your balance, okay? So I'm taking a very simple knee up, tap down, simple move, and I'm explaining why it's not so simple. Once I've gotten to where I can really balance and bring my knee all the way up, see, so this is my weak leg, my challenge leg. As I shift, I want to press into that foot, bring that leg all the way up, and then come down. Then bring it up and move it down. Now, in order to do that, it is not as simple as you think, because some of us have gotten into very bad habits. And we sneak the foot up and we try to sneak it off because we haven't strengthened the structures that are required to lift the knee up and come down. We're sliding, okay? That's typically called cheating. Something that none of you know anything about, okay? So I'm going to ask when we drop off our recording, how many people could really resonate and benefit from this little tutorial in bringing your knee up, coming down, bringing your knee up, coming down. You see, I'm not going fast. I'm not trying to burn the house down by, working super hard at this. What I am trying to get you to do is to think about how you're shifting, number one, what trajectory your knee is going. Because many of you do this. See, you do this and you sneak the foot on there. That is not what you want to do. And if you're doing that, you must, see, if I was working with somebody and they could not get their leg up there, I would get a low target. I might even just do it, it needs to be a little higher than that pad, but a lower, like on the rung. See, I could just do it quite easily and say, okay, bring your knee up and come down on that rung. See how much lower it is? Okay, bring it up, come down. That's a big deal, and I hope those of you who are really following this and getting this and doing this work, the whole time I'm explaining this, I hope you're really working with bringing your knee up, coming down, then bringing it up, bringing it off. So this is my challenge leg right now in this particular move. Now, some of you may be saying, oh, okay, let's move on to something else. Okay, let's say that right now we moved on to something else, okay? As you're doing this move, and I'm doing every single one of them with you, let me ask you a couple questions. As you're doing this, A, when you go to bring your leg up, have you locked this knee? Many of you have. Soften it. Have you let your stomach go? Have you brought your shoulders up? Okay, can you do it independently with no balance medium? Because until you can do this independently, then I can't really put weight in your hands. But let's say you're doing all those parameters. You're able to get that knee all the way up, come all the way down, and you're doing it repeatedly. And you hit the 90-degree mark right here. See? That 90-degree bend. Okay, so let me ask you, if you've done all those, let's put a weight in your hand. And let's do this with a weight in our hand. You see what I'm saying? Okay? So, back off of this. Those are the questions, and those are the things I would be looking at in doing this what some people might say is a simple move, okay? I'm not gonna use my band right now. I'm gonna put it down. So what I'm gonna do right now is pick up light weights. Okay, what are my light weights? So for some of you, it might be 3 pounds. Some of you, it might be 2 pounds. Some of you, you're not ready to go weight check. Some of you, it might be 6, okay? And I usually pick up 6. So I'm gonna have my weights in my hands, right? And I'm gonna do a hinge move. And when I do my hinge move with my light weights, here's what I want you to pay attention to. Some of you picked up a weight and you immediately did this with your wrist. See that? You did that. I don't want to do that. So I want to keep my wrist neutral. Okay? So here they are in neutral, just like that. And I'm going to keep them right here, and then I'm going to open. Yes. So now I have 3 pounds and 3 pounds. You might have 6 and 6. Okay, good. You might have 2 and 2. Whatever. You may have none and none. That's okay too, because some of you who are coming off of an injury or you're constantly managing a shoulder issue, sometimes you should do this with no weights. And you're going to have to really think how you're holding your wrist here, because your propensity is to go back here and break the wrist. I don't want to break the wrist here. I want to keep my wrist up, okay, in neutral. See that? In neutral, back and forth. So now I'm going to bring the shoulders down. I'm going to step wide, and I'm going to act like I'm going to sit down, but I don't. So here I have my wrists in neutral. They're open. I'm going to come into a semi-squat. I'm going to bring those hands forward. Then I'm going to come back up. And I'm going to come right into a W-like positioning. See that? Then I'm going to step wide, push the butt back, bring those hands forward. Now you're asking your back extensors, all your back extensors, to hold your whole upper body weight. And in addition to these weights in your hands, whatever they are, this is a very valuable move. And it should be challenging if you have picked up more than a 3-pound weight. You're coming right here. You see how I'm keeping my wrists neutral? I'm doing a semi squat. I'm not going into a deep squat. I don't want to do that right now. I'm trying to train certain parts of your hip, your gluteal, and your lower back by doing this move, elbows down, then you come up and you're right here. Check your wrists. Your wrists need to be in neutral. Wah! Keep your chin tucked. And as you go into that semi-squat, you're going into the heels. You're doing a hip hinge, okay? Now stay with me. We're still in these light weights. See, my wrists are still not bending. So I'm going to go right here on my shoulders. Now, here's the safety point, and I hope you're listening. I won't say names, but if you shift and you have these added weights right here and your hands up here and you're not using a third contact for balance, when you shift and you go to put your foot up here, if you plant it really hard, then that's telling me that you're struggling to keep balance when you go to lift that leg, okay? See here, these are up here. I've added 6 pounds. I'm not using my hands for balance. I'm shifting. I'm bringing the knee all the way up, and then coming down. If that's hard for you, you have to promise me that you will only shoot at the lower rung of the chair, okay? It gets you to get that knee up and come down on it, but you won't have to struggle with the balance. See, I'm holding my elbows out here, and some of you, if you're doing this whole thing with me right now, some of you, I've gotten your attention, even though this is a very light weight. Okay, do not let your elbows be in a backward trajectory. What do I mean by that? If you're in a backward trajectory, generally you're not in a neutral wrist, and you're doing this. See, I don't want you to do that. I want those elbows to be right at your side as you shift, tap, shift, tap. If you're struggling with balance, again, I can't emphasize enough, you must shoot at the lower rung. And then hang on to these shoulders. Take a big breath. Now bring your weights right here to the side. Bring them in, okay? Into the side. Bring them in, okay? Here's what I want you to notice. When you go back, are you doing this? If you are, pull them down. Go all the way open right here, then come forward, okay? Now we're gonna hold them right here together, and I'm gonna step over in front of my chair, okay? So now I've got my weights, and they are, you can either hold on to them, grip them, but I'm trying to encourage you to stay in a neutral wrist. Don't curl your wrist right now. My palms are up, so you can have a light weight, palms up, and now I'm gonna step wide. I'm gonna do a hip hinge, and I'm gonna have a touchdown onto the chair because I'm gonna go deeper. My palms are up. I'm gonna go like this, just like that, and then come back in and come down and come up. So come down with your arms and then come up with your butt, okay? Breathing into the nose, out through the nose if possible. Here we go. Wide, swing the butt back. Your palms are up. Your shoulders are down, because as you go down to touch, you're gonna be going like this, okay? That is a huge pull on your mid back. You gotta know this, okay? Shoulders down, here we go. Boom, just like that. And then come back. Shoulders down, chin tucked. Here we go. Hip hinge, boom, and come back. Take a big breath into the nose, out through the nose, and come back. Okay, we're gonna do two more just like this, and then we're gonna switch to a holding pattern. It will be so fun. Drop your shoulders. Some of you wanna shoot me right now, I know, but you can't. Okay, are you ready? Keep the hands just like this. You've gotta tighten your stomach. Gotta put your shoulders down. Go down until you're just above your seat, and bring those out there and hold. Hold, 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 heels, hold. Push into the heels, push into the heels, push into the heels. Come back. Take a big breath. Into the nose, out through the nose. Or mouth, whichever is easier for you. But try to breathe into the nose. Drop your shoulders. We're gonna do two more just like that. Okay, just two. You ready? Okay, hip hinge. You're gonna go all the way down. You're pushing through your heels. Keep your chin tucked. Woo, palms up. Don't sit. Heels, heels just barely touching the back part of your legs. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come up. Okay, that should have got your attention. See how I'm shifting? Yeah, get your breath. We got one more just like that. And I'm holding my palms up. I am not breaking the wrist. I'm keeping a neutral wrist. I'm addressing a lot of issues on this move, but you got to do the move the way I'm trying to talk you into doing it, okay? Okay, so step wide, number 1. Drop your shoulders, number 2. That chin will usually go in if you'll drop your shoulders. Here we go. Hip hinge, push into the heels. Bring your hands out. You're touching the back part of your leg, but you're not sitting. You're holding, you're pushing into the heels, into the heels, into the heels, into the heels. Hold, 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 hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back and come back. Okay, so I told you only 2 more, and that's what we did. So I'm gonna put my little 3-pounders down. So some of you are wondering what this is. So when you're on location, you have to think, what can I use to do my strength work? Well, this is some applesauce. It's 3 pounds, but it's really neat because it's got a handhold on it, okay? So I was lucky enough to have them here. Usually you don't have a lot of applesauce around unless you have a bunch of kids around. Okay, open your hands, close your hands, open your hands, close your hands. Now I have one really heavy carry bag. This could be a shopping bag. So whatever your shopping bag is, make sure it's loaded. And we're going to do just a little bit of heavy kind of carries right now, okay? So I'm gonna drop my shoulders. I'm gonna go down and pick up my bag. Is this a bag? No, it's a kettlebell, but you get the idea. Now, some of you are very good at loading bags, okay? Nancy is very good at loading bags. I know she is. So this is training for shopping. Sorry, Nancy. Your name just came to my mind. Okay, here's your bag that's loaded. I have 35 pounds that I'm going to pick up. And I have to pick it up with everything. Shoulders, back, gluteals, quads, everything. Okay? Or I can try to just go down here and just like curl my back, flex it, pick it up and go, oh, I pulled my back out. All I did was pick up a little bag. Okay? So approach your heavy lift carefully. Step wide. Get it as close to you as possible. And then push down through your feet. Your heels mostly. And pull it up. Okay? Once I get it up there, I'm going to go halfway down. And then I'm going to come back. And every time I come up to this position, I make sure my shoulders are down. I make sure I can tighten my gluteals. Okay? So that just means squeeze your butt. Like you were going to get a shot. Okay? Push your butt back. Go down halfway. Don't go to the floor. And then come back. Now here's the thing. I know I have some hamstring issues out there. Here we go. One more time down. I don't mean just one more time. We're going to do it several times. My whole upper body now is managing 35 pounds right here. Okay? Keep your tummy super tight. When you push back and you come down, you start digging into your heels. Now dig into your heels and come up. Now squeeze your butt. That move right there. I can't even tell you how valuable it is for you to be able to do this move. So I'm not asking you to lift a heavy weight with your shoulders. You're hanging on. You're pushing your heels back. You're approaching the ground with your bag. And if you have to, choke up on the bag handles, the straps. Because as you come up, you're digging your heels in. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. So get ready. When you're coming up and you're digging into your heels, you should be exhaling. Breathing in, exhaling. Okay, this right here is such a great strength move to help your hamstrings without injuring them. Okay? Keep the weights, the bag, the heavy shopping bag right between the legs. Keep your shoulders down. Try not to let them round. Keep your shoulders down. It keeps your shoulder blades into the back. It won't let your shoulders roll out. Okay, I've got about 3 more here. So as I go down, I'm digging into the heels. I don't go all the way down. In through the nose, dig into the heels, breath, and dig into the heels. And if you had a heavy weight right then, and you did every one of those with me, I can tell you, just by stabilizing and pulling up like this, keeping the back extended, you were starting to probably feel it. Yeah, that's why we do a little. We put it down, then we move on. Okay, so now we've been working through here. We've been stepping up here, right? Now we're going to address the back part of the legs, the back part of the back, okay? And I'm going to do that with a heavier weight, but not my carry. So you might pick up a 6 pound, a 5 pound, even an 8 pound, some of you even a 10 pound. So here's the deal. I could not find like a medium weight. Now I could go get a rock out in the yard. I could do that. So what I found was 2 fry pans. So these are those wrought iron. So they're probably in the neighborhood of, 4 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds each. So I'm going to put them together, okay? So now I've made myself a 6 or 8 pound load, all right? And I'm going to come right here to my knee. And we've already done the shifting. Remember we did that in the warm-up. Remember that? So I tried to capitalize on some of the same types of moves that I know I'm going to do with weights later so that your body is used to doing that move, okay? So here I am. This is it's probably pretty close to 8 pounds, And if I was at home, I might pick up 10 pounds. So it's up to you. Or you could pick up 6 and 6. You can have it in both pounds. Both, I just want to be a little heavier. So instead of separating them into my hands, I'm going to hang on to them like this. I'm going to go to my knee. See that? I'm going to go like that. I'm going to bring these up and I'm going to go push. Okay? This move, let's break it down. So why would I choose a move like this with a medium weight? And then instead of just stopping at the shoulder, why would it even be important for me to try to do this? Okay? Number 1, stay in the column. What's the column? The column is created with a line from your shoulders down. That's the column. And if I come here and I go way out of the column, I'm already in trouble. That's number 1. And when you're working outside and you're lifting and you're doing a lot of different brush hauling and all kinds of stuff, keep remembering this principle. Here's your weight. Number 1, keep it close to you. Bring it up. And now you can go ahead if you need to put it up. But you see, you're not bending your back out of the column. That's what you're not doing. So I'm right here. If I wanted to make this harder, I could go lower. But that would mean I would need to push my butt back, not round my back. I'll bring it up here to my shoulder. Now I'm on my toe here. And I'm going to go put whatever that item is up. But I'm not bending my back. Do it a couple more times. See that? So I've got that medium weight. I'm right here. When you're in this position, your butt needs to be shining. Yeah. Shine your taillights right there. Come right to here at the shoulder. Get set. And then put that up. Okay, set yourself. How do you set yourself? You do all those parameters that I talk about constantly. Neutral spine, don't flex your back and bend way out of the column. Tummy is tight, shoulders are down. Boom. Take a breath. And every time you come down into this position, go a little tiny bit deeper in the hip hinge. Turn, push, back down. Turn, push, back down. Turn, push, back down. So what I'm trying to do, now I'm going to put my weights down for a second. This is the way I went up. So now I'm going to go the other side. But before I do that, I'm going to take a big breath in through the nose, out through the nose. I'm going to do a split stance, and I'm going to turn, just like that. And I'm going to turn, and I'm going to turn. I'm not going to do it fast and furious. I'm only going to do a couple. But I'm going to give all those structures in my mid to lower back, my hips, a little recovery time. Now I'm switching my legs. This is a split stance. I'm going to turn with my hands and then turn. Take a big breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm ready to do the other side. Okay. So medium weight. You can have 2 weights in your hands. That would be fine. You can have, let's say, a 6 and a 6, or you could have an 8 and an 8. Whatever you think you can handle. I put them together because I wanted to at least approximate about an 8 to 10 pounds that I'm going to lift here. Okay. So I've got 2 fry pans together. And if you don't think they're heavy, go pick up a wrought iron frying pan. Okay. I am in the South here. Okay. So here I am. I'm going to go to my knee. That's number 1. See that? So if I were with just you right now, see, that's the first thing I would do. I would say, get your stance. Once you're in your stance, your knees are soft. You're already pushing your butt back. It's very important. You're dropping your shoulders. You've got your weights, whether it's in 2 hands or 1, it doesn't matter. But I'm turning to I'm putting my weight, I'm tapping my knee here. And see, as, here's the progression if you really are worried about your back. You push your butt back first. Then you turn. You don't do them simultaneously. That will get you in trouble. Now I'm ready to bring them up. I'm pushing back. And now I'm going to come here and I'm going to reach that item up to that shelf. See that? Or, here's an or. I'll go tell some young person to do it for me. If I don't want to get up on a stool, I'm saying, see, I'm going to come here, then I'm going to come here, then I'm going to go push. See that? So it's kind of like chopping wood, only I'm taking breaks here. I'm breaking the moves down. So I'm coming here, and then I'm coming to my shoulder, and I'm pushing up. What do you notice that I am not doing with my back? What do you notice? At no time with this medium weight do I take my back into a flexion. It is in an extension. It's in an extension every time that I move from my knee to my waist to my shoulder, then up. My back is safe because I keep my knees soft. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Oh, in through the nose, out through the nose. We just got 2 more. Stay with me. Push your butt back. come here, push your butt back. Here we go, push your butt back and come down. Okay, yay. All right, so I'm gonna pick these up again in just a moment. Right now I'm gonna grab my band. Okay, I got my chair here. Okie dokie. I think you can see me from here. Yeah, I think you can see me. Okay, so I'm gonna come down and just sit in my chair. So, anybody that you ever talk about with this class, one of my big goals is to have people be able to handle your own body weight, sitting down and standing up. That's a great goal, okay? So I'm gonna come here, I got my band. Let's say I have an arthritic hip or an arthritic knee, or I've got some real issues with my lower back, okay? All those things make it very difficult to get up from a chair without moaning and groaning. And so I'm trying to help you with that. And here is an acceptable modification. You take your heel of your hand, you get your body set, you lean way out, and you push your butt back really hard. And you give a little pressure right here on the heel of your hands. Okay, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Go into your heels. Once you've gotten into the neutral phase of the squat, then take your hands off the chair. And it's the same way going into it. Listen, if you guys don't get anything else out of these weight training Mondays and Fridays, get to where you're doing these kind of squats very regularly. Okay, stay with me. Here we go. So I'm not going to use my hands, but you can use your hands. Go wide with your feet. Drop your shoulders, heels, and you're up. Come back down, but don't settle in for the winter. Act like, I got to be ready. I got to be ready to get up. Push into your heels. Open those shoulders. Come back. We'll use our band here in just a second. But right now, for the first 5 or 6 moves of squats, I want full body motions. Here we go. Heels. Woo. Here we go. Heels. I might even get my little grandkid out here. I don't know if he'll come out today. He's been practicing his squats. Okay, here we go. See that? Okay, you ready? Now we're going to add a little resistance. So I'm going to be right here. I'm going to be pulling with the backs of my hands. I am not going to break the wrist, okay? Drop your shoulders. As you're going down, you pull that band apart right here. You hold 1, 2, 3. Back up and back up and hold. Pull, 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 release. Do it all over again. We're going to do about 4 of these. That was the first one. Drop your shoulders, push into the heels, and push the backs of the hands out. Your shoulders are down. Now do a pulse. It's an out, 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 out. And engage and come up. Release. We got about 3 more. I'm doing every one of these with you, okay? Drop your shoulders. Push the hip hinge. A shoulder drop again. Start to pull, pull, pull. Keep your elbows down. Your elbows should not be flared. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back in and come up. Release. 2 more. Drop your shoulders. Your elbows should stay tucked in at your waist. If you're flaring your elbows, you're already in deep doo-doo, okay? Do not flare your elbows. Do not break the wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heels. And you're up. release. One more. Okay, you ready? Drop your shoulders down into the heels. Go ahead and sit. Pull, 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 and release. And come back. How are you feeling? Pretty good? Okay, release your little band there. Shake your hands out. And before we go into our next right angle leg raises with weights, I'm going to put my hip bones to the chair back. You can put your hip bones to a wall or a counter or whatever. First of all, open your stance, okay? Step back because you're going to release now the stomach. You're going to release the gluteals. You are going to push your hip bones to the chair. Your knees need to be soft. Yeah, soften them up. Don't lock them. Don't squeeze your butt. Drop your shoulders. The hips go. These hip bones go into the chair, or they go into the wall, or you get the idea, right? So this kind of a hyperextension, done carefully, and just hang on to it with your shoulders down. Great benefit. Huge release of very tight hips. And why do they get tight? Well, they get tight from injury. They get tight from overuse. They get tight from arthritis. They get tight. So then step away. Do a little tiny turn. Little tiny turns. Okay? Just like that. Okay? And do it one more time. Step in. Not too far, close to the chair. You're going to be a little bit away from it. Drop your shoulders. Drop your chin. Breathe into the nose. Out through the nose. Now push those hips. Don't tighten your butt. Into the hip bones. Into the chair. Okay? Keep your chin tucked. Open the shoulders. Drop your shoulders. In through the nose. Out through the nose. And release and come up. Yay. All right. Now, here we go. This is what I primed you for the whole time. Okay? So, I'm going to go right here. Make sure your chair is not wobbling. I'm going to be picking up a weight. Okay? It should be about a medium weight. Kind of what we had before. So, if I'm right here and I'm struggling, as I explained very carefully in the first part of this session, if I'm struggling to actually bring my knee up and then come down on the chair, then I cannot let you pick up weights. No. In fact, what you need to do is have a third point of balance. Okay? So I'm giving these things as good compensatory moves. There are bad compensatory moves. And if you're struggling with balance, your feet, your knees, whatever, you get a third point of contact. It might be your hand on a wall, a counter. I don't have that around right here because I'm trying to show you this. So I got a bar, okay? So you use that and you don't pick up weights. Ready? So here I am. I'm going to check out to see how I move. I'm going to shift. Here's a little trainer's tip. Do not shift at the same time you're bringing your leg up. Shift, set yourself, little tiny hip hinge, knee bend, get stable, then bring your knee up, okay? Do this anytime you're doing tasks around your house, and you and I both know that instead of going and getting a nice sturdy stool, you're just going to use a chair, right? And you're going to get up on it and try to get something done, right? I know. So I'm telling you, if you're going to do that, shift, hip hinge, tight tummy, get on balance, bring your knee up, then put the toe down. See that? Okay. That said, now I'm going to pick up my weights. Okay. So if you're using a rod or a third point of contact, of course, you do not pick up weights. And why am I so adamant about this? Because I've seen this happen a million times, and I know it happens. People will put their foot up here. They didn't train for it. They didn't do 30 step ups, okay? What they did was they turned their leg like this. See, I'm saying they, I didn't say you. They'll turn their leg like this and they'll sneak their foot up, and then they're surprised if they fall because they got their toes stuck on the chair. Don't let this be you. Okay, you've been warned. Here I am. Here's my weight. I'm going to bring that knee up and tap it down. I'm going to go push, out, in. Shift, bring the leg up, put it down, push, out, in. Shift, hip hinge, knee up, tap down. Shift, hip hinge, knee up, tap down. Push that weight out in front of you. Boom. Take a breath, shift, bring it up, push, pull, and down. Into the nose, out through the nose if possible. Shift, bring the legs up, tap down. Oh, I forgot to push out. Sorry, push out, shift, bring it up, push out, tap down, shift, push out. Here we go. Tap down, push out. One more, shift. Here we go. Don't let that leg drag. Bring that knee all the way up and bring it down. Okay. Now we're ready for the last part of this whole segment. And I've been working at this to get you to this point. I'm going to put my foot up there. We've already done this. We already know how to get it up there, right? So even that said, even going through this whole tirade of trying to help you understand why people get themselves in trouble and fall, doing this little move, some of you are still going to do it. You're still going to shift. You're not going to be thinking, and you're going to kind of try to put it up there like that. So I would suggest don't do that. Train on a lower rung. Get very good at that. And then go to this next one. Okay. Here's the last part of this segment. So I'm going to put my foot here. I'm going to put my hands here. And some of you are going to go, is she going to stand up on that chair? Sometimes I do. Anyway, my whole foot is on the chair. See, I don't have a heel dragging off. My whole foot's on the chair. Why? Because I know that I can get it up here safely. If you cannot do this up safely, and see, I'm going to act like I'm going to put the other leg up. I'm going to act like I'm going to put the other leg up, but I'm not going to. See, I'm going to put pressure here. I'm going to push off my toe. But here is what I am not going to do. I'm going to go into this. I'm going to act like that I'm going to put my foot up here, but I'm not. I just want great pressure right here. Okay? I am not going to flex my back. So I'm hip hinged. I'm pushing down. I'm going to go boom. I don't feel it in my knee. It's here. Okay? And I'll do that again. Drop your shoulders. Get ready. Act like you're going to step up, but you don't. See, it's not a fast thing. You just hang out here. Get ready. If you feel it in here, that's not the position I want. I want you to feel it here. Okay? Lean in. Go to your toe. Get ready. Ah! Big breath. Breathe in. Again. Woo! Get ready. Drop your shoulders. Act like you're going to get up on that chair, but you don't. Okay, again. Up. Stay really flat foot. You're pushing off that toe on the bottom. Boom. Big breath. Go. Watch your back. Two more. One more. And bring it off. This right here should be just screaming. Then you know you did it right. You should felt nothing in your knee in the front, nothing in your back. Whoa. Because you're acting like you're starting to get your whole body weight in a position that's going to catapult you up onto this chair. But then we don't do it, right? Okay. This is a very good training modality, especially if you're wanting to strengthen your legs, not hurt your back, not hurt your knee, etc. However, look how much I did before I went to this, right? I tried to make sure that you knew that you could get your leg up, right? If you can't, then you must do it on a lower rung, etc. Okay? So some of you might not be ready to do this. And so for those of you who are not ready to do this kind of pressure, you know what I want you to do? While we're doing this, all I want you to do is step out like this and drop that back knee down. Okay? So some of you are still at that level. See? That's going to train lots of the part of the leg that we're doing with this one. Okay? And you're into that modality. You're not ready to do this. It's a little scary to you. So you do the modified lunge. Okay, so I'm ready to do the other leg. So I'm hoping that you're understanding that one of my specialties is modification of moves for specific training of different joint actions. Okay, and some of you aren't ready for this. Then you're going to do the lunge. Okay, so my hands are here. You see how I moved into that position? You see that? Like this? See that? I don't take my knee way out over my toe. No. I don't bend my back. No. I keep my shoulders down. I get ready. Okay, I'm acting like I'm going to step my foot up here, right? Breathe in, press, and try to engage this. So you're going to push off the toe, but you want to be pressing hard on this foot. Hard. Regroup. Come up and back down. Come up and back down. Come up and back down. Press hard into the foot on the chair. Keep your back extended. Boom. Boom. Take a big breath. Big breath. Big breath. Hang out. Okay, two more. And come back down. Right here, right here. That's where I want you to feel it. Woo. Okay. Take your arm and go right here. Take your arm and go right here. Where's right here? The thumb should be at the ear. And your elbow is going to go back. And your shoulder is going to be down. Then you reach out and come around. So I'm going to step this way. I'm going to go like that. Okay? My elbow's down. Reach and come around. Other leg. So here I am. Wide stance. See that ear with the thumb? Bring that elbow back. Reach and come around. Here we go. Right here. Reach and come around. This isn't done fast. You need to feel your balance on the toes, on the heels. You need to extend your back. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. And the last thing, which should have been the first thing, shoulders down as you're reaching around like this. Okay, so what are you trying to do? Trying to get right back there. Keep your hands at shoulder level. Some of you might not be able to do that. Then keep them down here, and that would be fine. See, that would be fine. And then I go back and forth in a little swing, swing, swing. And then we end with a crossover and come back and a crossover with my hands crossing midline, my leg crossing midline, my shoulders are down, in through the nose, out through the mouth, or out through the nose. Whichever you can manage. Keep working at that in through the nose, out through the nose thing. It can only help you, okay? Hands go wide, wide, pull down, pull down. See that? Pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down. Okay, we are gonna cut off our recording.